everybody, happy Monday. Today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be learning about how to find the area of an irregular shape. And these irregular shapes are actually shapes that are a combination of more than one rectangle or square. So, for instance, this shape is considered an irregular shape, but it is actually made up of two rectangles put together. So when we get a shape that's an irregular shape and we need to figure out the area of it, the first part is we need to figure out, can we divide this irregular shape into, regular shapes or squares or rectangles that are going to make us be able to use our length times width formula. So for this one, and I'm going to do this example with you guys. Now remember, this is a paper that you're going to be completing today for work. So if you have it, get it out right now and this will help you. Okay. The example at the top shows what they did is they ended up dividing the shape into two rectangles. The rectangle number 1 and rectangle number 2. Now to figure out the total area of this shape, you are going to figure out the area of the first rectangle and then the area of the second rectangle and add them together. So for the first rectangle, we notice that the length is 4 meters, the width is 3 meters. So to figure out the area, they multiplied 4 times 3 and ended up with 12 meters squared, or 12 square meters. That's another way of writing square meters. So that is the area or the space inside of this rectangle. Then they took the second rectangle, which is this blue one, number 2, and they ended up multiplying the length, which is 5 meters, times the width, which is 3 meters, and ended up getting over here 15 meters. So this is the area of the first rectangle. This is the area of the second rectangle. They added those together, and the final answer is 27 meters squared, or we say 27 square meters. So what is the area of this figure? 27 square meters. So this is what your problems that you are going to do today. There's 4 of them. And to kind of help you out, because this is a difficult concept, we're going to talk about how we would divide these up to make it easier. So let's look at this first shape right here. How could I divide that up? There's actually 2 ways that I could divide it. I could divide it this way going up, and I would make 2 rectangles, or I could divide it this way and make 2 rectangles. So there's more than one way of doing this. I am going to draw a line here. My rectangle number 1, I'm going to put a 1 as this one. My rectangle number 2 is this one. And the reason I did that is so that when I start doing my work on the side, I can say, okay, I'm going to do the area for the first rectangle. I'm going to multiply the length, 10, times 5, and get 50 square centimeters. So that is the area of this rectangle. And I'm just going to color it in so you understand. That's the area of this rectangle, all that space inside. Next, I need to find the area of this rectangle. So I am going to multiply 4 times 3, the length and width of just this rectangle, 4 times 3, and I end up with 12 centimeters squared, or square centimeters. Now to figure out, so that was the area of this in green. Now to figure out the total area of this, I am going to add, and I'm going to show you those 50 square centimeters plus the 12 square centimeters and get 62 square centimeters. My total area of this is 62 centimeters squared, 62 square centimeters. Now you're going to do the other 3 yourself, but before you go and do this yourself, let's talk about how we would divide these up. Let's look at this one right here. This actually looks like I'm going to divide it into 3 rectangles instead of just 2. So when I look at this, I can see that I could divide it like this and make 3 rectangles, or I can divide it like this. This would be rectangle number 1. This would be rectangle number 2. And this would be rectangle number 3. I'm doing them in different colors so you can see it. So you would get the area of the first rectangle, the area of the second rectangle, the area of the third rectangle, and add them together. The only tricky part of this is, what is this area right here? Or what is this length? Now, it's not going to be 6. If I know the total on this is 6 and I take away this 3, it's going to actually be 3 millimeters, right? Down here at this one, how am I going to divide this one up? That looks pretty simple right here. I know that I can divide it up this way. I end up with 2 different rectangles. I end up with this rectangle, and I end up with this rectangle. I'm going to find out the area of both of those and add them together. This one's a little simpler because I can just say 1 meter times 4 meters to get the area for this. And then down here, I have 5 meters times 9 meters to get the area of that. Last one over here. What are we gonna do to end up getting my rectangles? 2 ways again on this one. One would be to go across this way. The other would be to go down. You could do it either way. So for me, maybe I would decide that I'm going to do on this one this way. This would be my first rectangle. This would be my second rectangle. And then this would be my third rectangle. Let's talk about it. These 2 are pretty easy, right? This one here is 4 centimeters times 2 centimeters to get that area. This one over here is 3 centimeters times 3 centimeters. The hard one is, what do we do with, we have 9 centimeters here. What is this distance along the side? I can figure that out. I know the whole thing is 6. If I take away 3, it ends up being 3. So I know that this distance here, and I'm going to even give it to you as a kind of this distance right here is going to be 3 centimeters. And that would help you get your last one. So what I've supplied for you, I've sent it also to your parents, is this page. You can print it out. The second page is going to be your answer page. So try your best on it and then check it. And I will see you tomorrow. Good luck, you guys.